Best in the world. No, guys, Shane McMahon is not here tonight. This is ROH Best in the World results. As stated, the show started with all the video packages to tell us what's coming. We then start the action with the pre-show of Roosh versus Flip Gordon. Flip goes for the handshake and there's no code of honor. Roosh starts off taunting Flip Gordon and doesn't take him seriously. The fight goes to the outside with Roosh in control. Roosh takes his time beating Flip down back in the ring. Flip Gordon winds up gaining a little offense, but not much. Gordon then gets some control, but he can't keep Roosh down. Roosh looks strong the whole match, and he winds up hitting the double kick in the corner for the win. Afterwards, Roosh is interviewed, and I have no idea what he said, honestly. Nick Aldis is out next to announce his tag team partner, and James Storm comes out. He said that he isn't the partner, and he wants to know who is. Eli Drake. Eli comes out and wants to talk to us. Apparently he's the best in the world and he's going to be the partner. The actual show starts with Dalton Castle versus Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee starts off strong, looking to end similar to Roosh. This is a speed versus power match that spends a lot of time with Castle controlling the action outside, throwing Dragon Lee around. Back in the ring, Dalton rips the mask and continues to wear Dragon Lee down. Dragon Lee gains a little momentum outside the ring and begins to gain control back inside. The match ends with Castle hits the double boots to the corner, taunting Roosh for the win and a pretty good match. The women's tag team match is next. Kelly Klein and Jenny Rose versus The Allure, the team of Mandy Leon and Angelina Love. Klein and Rose attack immediately before their names are even announced. Angelina taunts Klein, causing her to tag in, and the two work well together. Mandy and Jenny get in the ring temporarily, but Angelina and Kelly pretty much carry the match for their teams. There's of course interference by Velvet Sky on the outside. Mandy nails Klein from behind with a shoe while Brian Hebner is arguing with Velvet Sky, allowing Angelina Love to hit the Botox injection to get the win over Klein. We go black and get some strange music in the video. The lights go back out black, and then when they come back on, behind The Allure is the man-eater Maria Manic. The Allure slowly leaves as she destroys a few guys wanting her out of the ring. She then screams and rips her shirt off. The announcers also announced during the match that the number one contender match will be at tomorrow's TV taping. Next up is Jay Lethal versus Kenny King in the final round of the best of 3 series. Kenny King reaches for the code of honor. No code of honor by Jay Lethal. King and Lethal go back and forth with Kenny using a lot of the moves that Jay Lethal usually would use. The action winds up going to the outside, and Lethal causes Kenny to face plant into the chair that Jay set up. Back in the ring, the action goes back and forth and winds up seeing both men laid out on the outside. When Kenny King catches Jay diving, Kenny tries to win by count out. We go back and forth in the ring, and Kenny King hits him with a shooting star press kick out. Jay Lethal with the figure 4, but then he lets go and he sees the cane placed in the ring by Amy Rose. Lethal injection, kick out. Kenny King comes off the top with a blockbuster, followed by a clothesline and a lethal injection. He then hits the Royal Flush and gets the win for the best of 3 series. Next up is a pure scientific rules match, Silas Young versus Jonathan Gresham. We start with a code of honor. Silas starts off getting the better of Gresham in the beginning of the match. The match mostly stays in the middle of the ring with wear downs and reversals. This was actually an interesting match because of it being different than we normally see, and I enjoyed the way they used the rules to their advantage, such as having a limited number of rope breaks. Eventually they start bouncing off the ropes as well and begin a wrestling match closer to what we are used to. This was an enjoyable technical match. While it probably won't be liked by everyone, I can say I enjoyed it. They began trading forearm blows back and forth, and then began reversing each other's suplexes until both men fall to the outside of the ring. Back in the ring, Gresham hits a low blow when the referee isn't looking, and he gets booed from the crowd. He winds up locking in the octopus, having Silas Young tap since he's out of rope breaks. Coming up next is the Briscoes versus Nick Aldis and Eli Drake. James Storm joins Ian and Colt Cabana on commentary. They start off actually having a good tag team match inside the ring with lots of tags on both sides. For the most part, it's a fast-paced action match. Mark flies onto the outside onto Aldous while Jake and Eli begin to fight on the outside, going into the audience over by the area where Storm and Cabana is. The bell rings, signaling a double count out. Eli Drake disappears and Jay Briscoe comes back and hits Aldous with a beer. They put Aldous back in the ring and set up a table as Colt Cabana wants to come to the ring even though he isn't cleared. Camille comes out and goes after the Briscoes with a spear, temporarily saving Aldous as security is in the ring and wind up getting beat down. Back to the table, Aldous is set up as Mark goes up top and hits the elbow through the table. As the Briscoes leave, Marty Scurll comes out and helps Aldous up and out of the ring. Next up is Shane Taylor versus Bandido for the ROH Television Championship. We start blow for blow and then start trading leapfrogs. Bandido starts off with the advantage until Taylor begins using his power. Taylor then slows the match down, taunting Bandido to get up. Bandido begins to fight back and even lifts Shane Taylor up as he jumps off the top rope and slams him. Bandido off the top hits a shooting star, kick out. As Bandido runs off the ropes, Shane Taylor catches him with his finisher and retains. Next up is Lifeblood versus Villain Enterprises for the 6-man tag team championships. Villain Enterprises comes out with LOD-like spikes and the new championships around their waist. While I saw these championships earlier today, I started to think that maybe they would retain. Why would they give them new championships only to have them lose? There's no code of honor. Haskins starts it off with Squirrel for a while. Then it's PJ Black and PCO in the ring. And then Brody King and Hot Sauce. Villain Enterprises control most of the match. There's lots of tags in the match, with every man playing his role in the match. The match stays action-packed. Lifeblood almost win, but PCO apparently got the shoulder up at the last second. In the end, PCO hits a moonsault to retain. The Soldiers of Savagery come out and attack Lifeblood. Bandido comes out and saves the day. Then Bully Ray comes out, and as Bully Ray is about to use a chair, Flip Gordon comes out with a kendo stick, and Bully leaves the ring. Flip Gordon winds up putting on a Lifeblood shirt, and the lights go out. Marty Scurll's on the screen cutting a promo, and he says there's a new member of Villain Enterprises, and it turns out to be Flip Gordon. Gordon winds up super kicking Bandido, and then leaves the ring. Villain Enterprises come out, and they lay out Lifeblood. The main event for the ROH World Championship is Jeff Cobb versus Matt Taven. We get a code of honor. And this match is the power of Cobb versus the speed of Taven. Taven slows the pace down by getting out of the ring early on, attacking when Cobb comes after him, gaining the control. Taven goes after the arm and the shoulder, gaining the advantage. As they continue going back and forth, Matt Taven is able to hit the climax after he reverses Jeff Cobb's finisher to retain the championship. This was another great show by ROH. All matches were good, but if I have to choose a potty break match, I would have to go with the women's tag team match. I'm not saying it was a bad match, it was just the worst of the card. Matches of the night, I have to say, would be Lethal versus King and the Briscoes match. Guys, those are the results of the show. Please let me know if you saw the show, and if you enjoyed it, please leave comments and feedback and stay tuned for more videos.